J Jinx!
Truck stop!
JJ Jinx, back with another report from the road. Yes, I went on a road trip up to the Boston area a little while ago, and I did get a couple of knives during that trip. And by a couple, I mean two. So this is going to be a quick video. Here's the first one. Look familiar? I got it at a gas station somewhere in New York, kind of the west side of the state, south of Yonkers, I think. And it was like $14. They had a little display and had a bunch of knives in it, and I spotted this one. And I was like, that's a Kershaw Leek. Except it's not. A couple of differences. Well, first of all, the markings are different. This says stainless steel. That says made in China. Second of all, they added a stop pin. The Kershaw Leek that I have doesn't have that. It uses the thumb studs going into this little niche here as a way to stop the blade before the lockup. And, well, it's been a while since I've handled an actual leek, so the similarities are subtle from there on. The scale material, I think, is aluminum. It's got a little bit of a texture to it, but it is extremely slick. But then again, the scales for the Kershaw Leek are kind of slick to begin with, so it's about the same. But for $14, I gotta say, for a gas station knife, the quality is actually not that bad. It is open assisted, and the lockup is good. Very good. It's on Teflon spacers, by the way, with a deep ride pocket clip. And the blade centering, also perfect. The pocket clip is good, not too loose, not too tight. It's actually not a bad knife for a knockoff, a copy, not a counterfeit. Doesn't have the Kershaw markings, so it's a design copy. Now, just to put to rest that this is an aluminum scale, I'm going to try rubbing it a bit to see if there's any paint on there, if it comes off. Does not appear to be paint. Yeah, that's aluminum. Okay, now I know. And the blade is partially serrated. Now, the other knife I picked up, I got from a truck stop that I've been to before. It's that TA truck stop off of I-84 in northern Connecticut. I used to stop there a lot because I used to make a lot of trips to Boston, and it's like pretty much the last thing northbound before leaving the state of Connecticut. And it was a pretty good place to stop because, you get through Waterbury, you get through Hartford, and then it's like, okay, what's next? Boston. I gotta take a break. So you exit off of Ruby Road, which I always laughed about because it's kind of like Ruby Rod. And they have Dunkin' Donuts and a Burger King in there. And they have this little kiosk up by the registers with knives. And I've noticed that the rotation seems to change a bit. They used to have a lot of like Winchester, Smith & Wesson. I even got some of the knives out of those like plastic tubs where they're like a couple of bucks and they're really bad. This time they had a selection from this brand, Precision Blades, which I think I filmed about before because I remember that typeface, that font, and I remember commenting that it looks like the movie title font for Blade Runner. And they had a bunch of different knife configurations. From memory, I think they had a Trapper. Doesn't matter. I picked the Barlow, or as it's called on this package, the double-bladed pocket knife with wooded handle. Wooded handle. Yes, quality and precision in every blade. from Highway Distributing. And on the back, they have a whole bunch of information. These are slip joint blades, and it's in the, there it says the Barlow style. Known for its tough bolster and tear-shaped handle. Well, we shall see. One of the things I generally like about Barlow knives is that a lot of them actually have it written on the bolster. Just in case you forget what it's called, which I do that kind of thing all the time, so I appreciate that. But the Barlow configuration is unmistakable. It's, like I said, it's got that massive bolster for added strength. And, yeah, like it said, that kind of, I call it a teardrop-shaped handle. But I'd call it more like a broom handle style. Taking a cursory glance around this thing, the fit and finish are pretty decent. I don't see any gaps. There's a little bit of tool marking in the liner there, but I mean, that's forgivable. I think I paid, it was less than $20 for this. I think it was like, I want to say 17 or 18, and I considered getting all the other ones to complete the collection, but some of them were sold out, so I wouldn't have the complete collection anyway. So we got a little pen knife and a little bit larger clip point blade. Walk and talk isn't too bad. I haven't clipped my nails yet, so I can actually open these. Had a nice little snap as it locked. Yeah, so I'd say this is a decently put together Barlow. Interesting thing I've noticed is that at the base of this bolster, you can see some gray stuff kind of coming out. I think that might be some kind of a glue or compound or something, which is how they attach to the bolsters, I think. I don't see any signs of pins, and they are separate pieces from the liner. Yeah, so I think that's just some kind of adhesive that came up as they put the wood on, perhaps. Yeah, interesting. Well, and that's it. It was a rather short trip, and didn't really have time to stop at antique stores or anything like that. So I was able to secure these two pieces and then show them to you now. Until the next road trip, this has been JJ Jinx. Truck Stop Knives.